What's going on, everybody? C4 here today, bringing you the newest episode of Super Bowl or Bust. And I wasn't even going to do a Super Bowl or Bust, but this has been really requested, and it kind of correlates with what the stream was last night of my top 100. And we're doing a connected franchise mode with all of the big-time top 100 snubs. I fully expect us to make a pretty deep playoff run, if I'm being pretty honest with you. But let's look here at our roster. And we'll be starting, where are the Bengals as a base team? I don't know why. Just nothing in particular. I just figured they had a decent amount of cap room. So the quarterback, we're rocking and rolling with Andy Dalton. Fairly decent last season. I probably should have these guys' fucking stats in front of me. But Andy Dalton last year, one of those guys that consistently maybe underrated. Then maybe not. He's one of those guys that you never really know what you're going to get with him at the beginning of the season. You might get the guy that doesn't throw very many interceptions and is a fringe MVP candidate, or then you might get the guy that just for some reason plays like absolute shit and can't get it done. But maybe last year could be up to the loss of Mohamed Sanu and Marvin Jones and them not really replacing it. So maybe now that they got John Ross to pair with A.J. Green, a healthy A.J. Green, and a healthy Tyler Eifert, Andy Dalton will get his way back up on that pedestal of a top 100 caliber player. But still, debatably looking at the quarterbacks that weren't on the list, could have been maybe the biggest snub along with maybe Carson Palmer. Looking at the running backs, we got Jordan Howard, which I can't believe he didn't make the list. I mean, 1,600 rushing yards, second in the league in rushing as a rookie on the damn Bears. You got to put some respect there. You got Melvin Gordon, who had 12 touchdowns, like 1,200 all-purpose yards. He didn't make the list as well. So both these guys, very shocking they didn't make it. So we're going to include them. The wide receiver spot, we got Brandon Cooks, who last season, I still actually got my notes for some of these guys that didn't make it. Last year, Brandon Cooks didn't even make the list, and he had 78 receptions for over 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. I mean, some of it can be, he's on a pretty pass-happy offense, which kind of goes with number 2 here, Michael Thomas, who has a rookie, led all the rookie wide receivers in pretty much, I think, everything. Maybe even receiving touchdowns is one I'm not sure on. But Michael Thomas, I can't believe he got snubbed as well. And then we got Devontae Adams. Okay, for both these guys, though, it's because maybe they're on the Saints. They throw the ball a lot. It's easier for them to get receiving. But that's bullshit. If you have a good year, you had a good year. And then we have Devontae Adams, who had 75 catches for just shy of 1,000 yards, 997 yards, and 12 touchdowns. You got to put that boy on that list. Look at the tight ends. We have Jimmy Graham, who last season, Mr. Jimmy Graham. Let me get my goddamn notes, my really professional notes that I just crumbled up last night and threw in the garbage. Jimmy Graham last year, 65 catches, 923 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Anytime a tight end gets fringed to 1,000, you got to talk about him. And then we have Tyler Eifert, who one of those guys, where we saw that NFL top 100 players that were injured still make the list. Tyler Eifert, I mean, a year ago, he was debatably like in Gronk territory when you're talking about elite top tight ends in football. And then, even when he played this year, still a red zone threat. So I think he'll bounce back and get his way in the list next year. For the offensive line, we got Andrew Whitworth as left tackle, perennial guy that, maybe based off reputation should have made it. We have left guard Richie Incognito, another guy kind of in that territory, plus blocked for one of the best running backs in football, LaShawn McCoy. At center, we have Alex Mack, who in my mind should have made the list. I mean, the second best center, I think, in the NFL. Debatably, maybe even number 1 was Travis Frederick up there of the Dallas Cowboys, but a big year from Alex Mack and the Atlanta Falcons. We have right guard Brandon Brooks from my Philadelphia Eagles. He was Pro Football Focus. I think he was number 2 right guard. So if you're starting to go depth for Pro Football Focus, which is, those guys are nerds, but you kind of need to trust the way they evaluate offensive linemen. Brandon Brooks could have got a shout. And then at right tackle, we have Jack Conklin. He was first team All-Pro as a rookie at right tackle and didn't make the list. That makes no sense at all. On the defensive side of the ball, we got a couple. We're going to have to, work these guys around. Left defensive end, we have Cameron Jordan. He may be the most popular guy in the comment section for omissions for the New Orleans Saints. I think he had like 7, 8 sacks, something like that last year. Very good player, though, underrated. We have Danielle Hunter, who last season, he had 56 tackles, 12.5 sacks, and a forced fumble. I think kind of gets overshadowed by Everson Griffin. I think he's the better player with higher upside. And then we have Carlos Dunlap, who's on the Bengals. Gator made 49 tackles, 8 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 15 pass deflections last year. He's a monster. He's an absolute monster. So we'll just slide one of those guys over to right defensive end. Look at defensive tackle. We got K1 Short from the Carolina Panthers. Fairly surprised that he didn't make it. But then again, when you look at that Panthers defense, you can't really include more than what they did. I think they had Thomas Davis and Luke Kuechly. But K1 Short is one of the more underrated defensive tackles in football. I think a fringe top 5 defensive tackle, and they could have included him. He will be our starter defensive tackle, and we'll just swing over one of the defensive ends because obviously Geno Atkins did make the list. We have at left side linebacker. We're gonna have to swing some of these linebackers because I want my guys to be cover type players. We're gonna be using these three. We'll spread them out. So we have Jarrell Freeman here. Pro Football Focus, I think I had it graded as the #1 linebacker in football. He got hurt. I think he played 12 games or something like that, but had a decent amount of tackles. I don't know off the top of my head. So unprofessional, but I do know that Freeman was a freak. We have Jordan Hicks. How didn't they include Jordan Hicks? That's just baffling. #1 cover linebacker by a goddamn mile. 86 tackles, 5 picks, 11 pass deflections. Are you kidding me, bro? We got Quan Alexander, another guy that got slept on last season. 145 tackles, 3 sacks, 8 pass deflections, and a pick. Let's go. These guys are good. Why aren't they being talked about more? For the quarterbacks, we have Brent Grimes, who played very well last season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, getting out there in age a little bit, but had led the team in interceptions and in pass deflections, and he's a little bit undersized, and he's almost 34, so a great season there. We have Darius Slay, another guy. I think he had 4 or 5 picks, something like that, but consistently underrated. I thought just based off of talent and maybe reputation, he would have made the list if you're listing all the cornerbacks, but I assume he was just kind of maybe one of the first guys out. If you're doing the NFL Top 100 expanded to maybe like 115, his name probably would have been there. And then we have A.J. Boye, who had a breakout season with the Houston Texans last year and got absolutely paid going to the Jacksonville Jaguars in free agency. So these will be our 3 mission corners. And then the 2 safeties we're going to disperse around. #1, we have Eric Weddle here. Very surprised. He didn't make the list as well. He had 89 tackles, 4 interceptions, 13 pass deflections, and a forced fumble. And then we have Devin McCourty from the Super Bowl winning New England Patriots, who had another strong season as one of the top cover safeties in football. So we'll make probably Eric Weddle our strong safety. But there you go, guys. That is your Super Bowl or bust roster. And then, you know, even with this, even with me doing this, there's still going to be people saying, oh, you forgot this guy. You forgot. I just did it for the roster. We're not going to add a bunch of depth to these players. Keep that in mind, please. Jot that down. But yeah, I mean, Marcus Golden was a guy we could have included. Lane Johnson, off the top of my head, those are 2 guys that I wanted to put in, but I didn't. But yeah, I just assumed the first comments are going to be like, how did you forget this guy, C4? Come on, bro. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a little bit crazy here. We're going to put Carlos Dunlap as defensive tackle. And then we're going to have Jordan Hicks as an outside linebacker. And then we're going to have Jarrell Freeman there. And then we're going to have friggin' Quan Alexander come out to this side. Hope they run it. We're going to have to make sure they run a 4-3. We have Grimes, Boye. All right, I want McCourty here. And then I want Mr. Eric Weddle here. And then we're ready to go. And I think we're going to have a fairly decent record when all is said. I'm going to say 12-4 if I'm going to have to guess. Let's just make sure. I have no idea off the top of my head what scheme the Bengals defense is. I think they're a 3-4, but I could be wrong. Or 4-3, sorry. There we go. All right. We're looking good. So now it's time to simulate to the playoffs. Hopefully we'll get there. I think we should. So it's at this time and point where you guys can suggest what kind of episodes you want to see here on Super Bowl or Bust. Come on, give me some video ideas. As we're getting in the dire days of the Madden 17 cycle, I am for sure open-minded to even the dumbest ideas. This idea here is kind of practical, but here's just an example. I still have a WWE wrestler connected franchise mode coming up. Like, if you think your idea is bad, I'm already stretching, bro. We're already stretching Armstronging over here for Super Bowl or Bust ideas to mix in between, the Huskies and the Pink Slips and maybe, collab draft board videos that, may be coming up in the coming weeks. Coming. But yeah, we're doing this one because we're hot off the NFL Top 100 player live stream. As you can tell, my voice maybe kind of sounds like shit because I talked for well over 2 hours last night, and it was a good time though. It was a really good time, and it felt like there was a couple hot takes. I remember Cam Chancellor was a hot take. I remember Patrick Peterson was a hot take. Putting where I had Xavier Rhodes was a hot take. Malcolm Jenkins for the Eagles bias. Best believe I heard a bunch of that. Where I had Matt Ryan, the MVP Matt Ryan. I don't want to spoil the exact positions of these players in case you haven't caught that out, because definitely go check that out. Someone said they're going to timestamp it, so it makes it a little bit more accessible, if you will, to find out where I was talking about players. I had Richard Sherman. crumbled up my list again. Oh, shit, fuck off. I remember there's one that people couldn't believe that I had real high. Patrick Peterson was one. Oh, I remember Josh Norman was another one that I had really high. Kalicio Semele. I had Kalicio Semele as number 30, and people were very surprised by that. But he didn't give up a single sack all damn year. I had Marcus Peters, top 15, as my number 2. Marcus Peters was actually, yeah, my number 2 corner. Or, sorry, yeah, that was right. That's correct. Number 2 corner. Let's say that, man. There wasn't really any hot takes. That was my job. You know, my job or goal or whatever on that list was to not make it universally acceptable, because there's too many people that are homers for their own team that will be like, oh my god, how don't you have fucking, you know, fucking Clint Bowling on the Bengals or something dumb like that. As look, we got the bye. Coach of the year for Marvin Lewis. I mean, it makes sense. Our team overall, I think we have a 91 or something like that. We'll go right to the divisional playoff. We're 15-1. Almost undefeated. All these snubs balling out. Let's look at the stats. Andy Dalton, 4,300 passing yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Running the ball, 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns for Jordan Howard, 614, and 12 from Melvin Gordon. Receiving, we got 83 catches, 1,000. We'll round up to 1,100 yards and 7 touchdowns for the rookie Michael Thomas. 82 catches, 815, and 7 from Jimmy Graham. 936 and 11 from Brandon Cooks, and 730 and 5 from Devontae Adams. Blocking, we did pretty well here. Didn't anyone not give up any sacks? 8 sacks from Whitworth, 4 from Conk Oates. Other than that, man, that's not bad. What do you call a sack? Whatever. We're not going to get into it. 116 total tackles for Jarrell Freeman. We got 15 sacks from Cameron Jordan, 8.5 from Gaywan Short, 4.5 from Danielle Hunter. We got 4 sacks and 3 picks from Quan Alexander, 4 picks from Brett Grimes, 3 from Freeman, 3 from Slay, 3 from Boye, 2 from Hicks, and 2 from Devin McCourty, and Eric Well getting 1 himself. Let's look at the awards. Maybe we got MVP. Come on. We got 15-1. Matt Stafford won the MVP. Dalton came at number 5. No respect. Howard number 9. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. I see you, dog. I see you. These guys here. They're trying. What? Jesus Christ. That's a competitive division. 13-3 and 15-1. Real big. I assume that's probably the one game. Let's actually look at that real quick. Just out of curiosity's sake, who was the one team that beat us? I'm going to say it was the Steelers. We lost week. We almost went undefeated the whole year. We lost week 16 to the Texans. They are my Achilles heel. If I was playing them, I probably would have fucked that up. So we go in the division round, taking on Big Red Andy Reid and his Kansas City Chiefs. Best believe we're going to be playing the moments. So, you know, good season. I don't know what it is, though, with the sim. I find that, like you saw there, clearly, why do we only have 1,000-yard receiver? I find that with the sim, they just want to run the ball. Same with kind of with playing the moments as well. When you do play the moments, you do have a fuck ton of rushing attempts when it's all said and done. Like usually 25. Like if I pick it up in the 4th quarter, my running back usually has over 100 yards and it's like 25 carries or something like that. So I don't know why. I don't know what. Maybe that's something with like the Madden algorithm, the Madden program, that they have that feature. It's like, okay, we're just gonna run the ball. Okay, we're not gonna screw it up with the play calling. We're gonna run the ball and control the clock because this guy here is too lazy to play the game. I don't know if that's their logic behind it. But you can even see when that sim played out. It's very rare. If someone was to count up all of my sim games that I have multiple 1,000-yard receivers, it's very, very rare. We're already down 6-0. We're just going to play in the red zone if we get there. All right. Got to put our money where our mouth is. We got Cooks. Too many Cooks. Too many Cooks. Is that still a meme? Oh, they got caught up. Derek Johnson. Looks like he hit his safety. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Shit, what kind of play is this? All right, we're calling this play again. Back-to-back same plays. I'm fine with that. All right, maybe we weren't fine with that. Offensive line was not fine with that. Andrew Whitworth said, nah, Doc, I'm fucking tired. We're going to let this guy come right through. All right, let's go C4 special. With Jordan Howard, number 9 on the MVP shortlist, Jordan Howard. Oh, yeah, too easy. And this is a tough defense. Going against the Chiefs defense, they're going to be good. But nice little touchdown there for Jordan Howard. Jay Easy. We're in the red zone on the 1. Certainly, we could just, you know, punch this. Look at 13 more rushing attempts than passing attempts. Has to be something. Hopefully, that's something that gets patched for next year's Madden, where I can actually control the game plan of what I want to play for this game. Like, I don't want to run the ball. I want to run the ball 10 times. Just so I can kind of counterbalance the sim. Oh, we're in the red zone. Oh, shit. We're in the red zone again, but the computer took over, and we got that touchdown. Oh, we're in it again. All right, 3rd down. 8 seconds left. Let's see if we can put this game to bed here. Turnover from Alex Smith and company. Oh, my God. You tell me Alex Smith is not playing well in the playoffs once again? An Andy Reid-led team. Oh, go fuck yourself. Okay, kick this field goal. That's when we're going to get this field goal. 24-7. Let's just, you know, this is over. Let's ride this one out. And this is like a Bengals are one of those teams that may be kind of cursed for playoff games. But not this Bengals team with the juice to the gills roster of guys that get snubbed from the top 100 as we it wasn't a body bag, but we got it's a body bag. 35-14 over Andy Reid and his Kansas City Chiefs. Once again, we have sent Andy Reid and his team with their back home with their tail between their legs because for some reason Andy Reid has shit clock management in the playoffs. I mean, Chief fans. Are there Chief fans watching this video? What? Why? History, it repeats itself. Look at exactly what Andy Reid did in Philadelphia, and it's the same shit is spewing out there in Kansas City. Real good regular season team. Real good regular season team. Team that maybe even supersedes expectations throughout the regular season. But then when it comes to the playoffs, they don't ever do anything. They're never able to get over the hump. It's, oh my God, we might as well just decide we're not going to win. We're taking on the Chargers here. But yeah, the same parallels. The same things that made Andy Reid good in Philadelphia, you're seeing that in Kansas City. I mean, maybe you could say better quarterback. Don McNabb is much better quarterback than Alex Smith. But everything else kind of looks the same. Great defense. Defense keeps them in games and wins them games. That's exactly what we did with Jim Johnson up here in Philly. And then for some reason, every time you make the playoffs, he has like a 6-year-old playing Madden's game IQ. Oh, we don't need to use our timeouts. And then just fucking get into a field goal and missing it because he had to rush out because he had no time on the clock. Like, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm all right because it seems like the Chiefs may pillage someone from the Eagles if Andy Reid wasn't their head coach anymore. Maybe Dave Phipp, our special teams coach. But I don't know. If I was a Chiefs fan, I'd see the performances last couple of years where, you know, really wasn't Alex Smith's fault. The team just underperformed elsewhere, especially last season. I was just saying, like, maybe we shouldn't have Andy Reid as our coach anymore. I'll kick the field goal. Hell yeah, I'll come in and kick this field goal. Let's go. Boom. I know my fucking kicker is Randy Bullock. Let's go Randy Travis, more like it, with the fucking denim jacket. Oh, shit. All right, well, red zone touchdown. Let's get it. This is a sim at the end of the day. I don't want to play a lot of this whole series. This is, oh, my God. I was worried. Every time you see the damn Chargers, you got to be worried. Even if you have a 9-9 team and their team's 75, they'll still find a way. Joey Bosa will get 19 sacks somehow. We're having a little bit of a collapse here. Late. 38-17 is good enough, though, to capture us. The AFC Championship. Another 4-touchdown performance from Ginger Jesus. Actually, that's Carson Wentz's nickname. Like, big-time performance from Andy Dalton. Another guy. Not only was a top 100 snub, but in this season, he kind of could have been considered a MVP snub. And he's having a very good season. Look at all these cool cards. Ultimate keys. Oh, wow. Terrence Fetty. Because who the fuck is that? Alright, time to rock and roll to the Super Bowls. We're probably taking on the Falcons, if I can guess. Oh, no, I wasn't paying attention to the ticker. There's probably some of you guys like, oh, come on. Watch the ticker, bud. Falcons. Eagles. Cowboys. Seahawks. Cowboys. Taking on the 9-7 Cowboys. This one is personal. Because I never want to lose to the Dallas Cowgirls in anything in life. Let alone Madden. But we have a freakishly good team. We have body bagged our two opponents in the playoffs. Because these top 100 snubs are playing like they're just like, you know, we're going to have our own top 100 list, okay? Your top 100 list is pretty cool, but I mean, NFL Network's kind of shit anyways. Only thing good on NFL Network's Kay Adams and the Good Morning Football crew. Anyway, look at that, 15. Oh, would have been nice to get a perfect season. I've never had it in this game. I have yet to have a perfect season. Maybe it doesn't happen. I'm pretty confident in saying that I feel like there's really scripting in this game to have certain things or make them just really, really, really hard to happen. Just because I've had some pretty ridiculous teams and we've never gone 16-0. I think, yeah, we've got the 15-1 like 3 or 4 times. Never that 16-0, and definitely not the 18-0. Try to mimic the Patriots. All right, big first quarter drive. Oh, shit, we're in the red zone. All right, I'll take over here in the red zone in the Super Bowls. 3rd and 7. We're calling a screen pass to Jordan Howard. And it's not even Jordan. Melvin Gordon. Melvin to God is in. As that was almost an interception and a pick 6. Bad play call. Bad call. But come on, C4. Anthony Hitchens read that like a book. If Anthony Hitchens can see that, what if you threw it to the other side to Sean Lee? All right, now we're back in the red zone. 3rd and 1. They have 2 turnovers for Dallas. Dak Prescott. I mean, we already know he's not a good quarterback. Pretty much the most overrated player that make this list. And we hit Jimmy Graham. We'll go no huddle. We'll rock and roll no huddle. Let's go slants. At the ball. And it's 12 touchdown Devontae Adams. At least 12 touchdown IRL. They go up 10-0 as the Cowboys and their offensive line is just not doing a good job. Once again in the red zone, another trip. The goddamn Saints at wide receiver. We have the Saints from a couple years ago as our receivers. We got Tom. Well, obviously not Miles Thomas. We get Cooks, Graham. Maybe it's not this system. That was the whole thing. We're having Brandon Cooks and Michael Thomas. Maybe it's the system. But look, we got Brandon Cooks. I mean, he's not on the team yet, but he's on the Patriots. He still made the list, you could say. We have Jimmy Graham. Oh, how you going to fit that in? This weak-ass secondary of Dallas is actually making plays right now. Jimmy Graham, baby. Jimmy Graham, baby. Oh, we got to the 1. Andy Dalton looks like he got massacred on that play. But again, he probably got hit by Eddie Gregory, and his IQ is the lad of a fucking pear. So he wasn't smart about it. Jordan Howard on the toss. Even Sean Lee can't get there. Sean Lee made the list. Jordan Howard didn't. There's the motivation right there. His inspiration. And the red zone one again. Oh my God. Come on. Let's put up another 30 bomb on Dallas, please. And thank you. There we go. There's the 30 bomb the fans have been dying for. We're in the red zone once again. Sure, why not? We'll take over. Let's see if we can execute a screen pass correctly. Oh, no. We still cannot. Oh, come on, Jordan Howard. This is the top 100. This is your goal. You want to make the top 100. You're going to bring them down. Oh, fuck off. All right, we might have just bangled this one. Might have just Cincinnati bangled this one. Kick the field goal. There we go. Get that 10 point. There we go. And the Bengals have Super Bowled and not bust with the top 100 SNUBS connected franchise mode as well. Guys, this was the most requested one. I'm a man of the people. If you guys come up with a good idea and a lot of people get behind it, I will make sure to go out of my way to make sure it comes to you guys ASAP. As always, leave a comment in the comment section below if you have any ideas that you want to see in Super Bowl or bust. If this is your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.